my son's sister. So yes, before you leave tonight, you're gonna know exactly what you need to do. Yeah,
God is going to reveal a lot of stuff tonight.
You're gonna know it. All right. So I'm gonna ask you to look at that card and just one attribute, one characteristics on there. Explain how you see yourself in there.
Loyal is one of the words that's on here. Feel like, when it comes to being loyal, Sagittarius are very loyal people, and they're there for the ones that they love, and so loyalty is everything to me.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Yes, we are. Well, we agree that we're loyal. We're very loyal.
Very.
To
Yes,
And so we're
definitely.
not.
That's how big it's
come
down.
on now,
That's
say
how big
that.
it's
Say
down
that
south.
again.
Because people say, "Oh, you're so nice." Kim,
Right.
you know
Yes.
me for over
Mhm.
4 years now. They'll say, "Oh, you're so nice. I will give you 3 billion chances, but I'm not going to give you billion and one." Darius is that we carry a sword and we also carry a shield.
Yes.
And I'm a nurturer, so I'm always carrying my shield. But
Come
don't
up
have me
some.
bring out the sword.
He
Then it's
said, "Bring
over.
your mic close." Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Then it's over. It's over with.
Uh-oh.
So for me, it's like, and particularly for like family, and I don't have friends. I only have family. So they know I go to the bat for them.
Yes.
Need me, you got, I'm there for you. But I don't give up on people. I'm not one of those type of individuals. So
Okay.
loyalty is definitely something we have in common.
Yes.
Great. Great. So I'm going to do mine. I see I have adventurous. I'll say adventurous. And my other is brutally honest or truthful. So adventurous I am. I'm stimulated by new things, and it's to a fault sometimes because I could get bored very easy at doing the same mundane things. So I'm always into new adventure. I'm the person like, let's jump off the plane, let's get on the speedboat, let's just dare. I'm the kid that did the doorbell ditch because just the adrenaline to feel that adrenaline is just awesome. So I know adventurous is one of my strong suits. Anyone else here adventurous?
Have you done the slingshot yet?
You know what? The way my body is connected
Set up.
together,
Right.
the way this body is set up.
Wrong.
Now that's
Ah,
adventurous.
I'm not
You know what?
adventurous.
I would love to, but I just don't trust my body. Like if I can do it with
What
a
is it?
22-year-old body, I would do it. But
What's the slingshot?
oh,
Yeah,
you have
they
to check it
kind of-
out.
oh,
Yeah,
look
you
it
have
up
to
on
check it out.
YouTube,
No,
you'll see.
that's not me. That's not
You know
me.
what? I can't say that I'm quite adventurous. I think I'm more so an ABCD type Sagittarius.
Really?
I love to me I love structure. That's why the military worked for me. Being in a motorcycle club worked for me because I understood structure. So when people
Why didn't I get that?
you have to set yourself up for that. I mean, and I'm not in a structure sense where go by a calendar structure.
Hmm.
But if we set our day according to what it needs to be, A, B, C, D, this is what we're gonna do. I don't like diversion. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And so many people don't know how to just stay on course. That's why you find a lot of people that don't stay on course find themselves to be broke.
Yep.
yes,
You're here
yes.
because
Oh,
I was
wow.
just telling somebody on my way here today that you can't be an entrepreneur, whether it's street hustling, because that's where I come from, street hustling to the entrepreneur business friend mindset. You can't give something 100%. It's just like a relationship. You
Mhm.
can ask your woman or your man to be 100% to you when you got a dude on the side or a chick on the side, whether you married or in a single relationship. So you can't give 100 if you can't get it. Accountability is everything.
See, and okay, so what happened to me because I'm that Sagittarius that love freedom. And some kind of way my freedom get intertwined when I have too much structure. It becomes like someone's trying to control me. I don't feel like my creativity and my flow will go. So how do I think I want to
See,
come a little bit
but
on
see,
your
well,
side
see,
of the
here we go.
fence?
But
What is that?
Your structure.
Right, it's yours. You have
When
to
it's
own
your
it's yours.
structure,
That's
Your
why I
own.
can't keep a job.
But
I
see,
need to that entrepreneurship.
I beg to differ because I'm gonna tell you this. We had this conversation last night.
But I don't remember anything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're
Okay.
here now.
So here we go. Last night, me and Kim, we were talking about the people and identity when it comes down to the structure part.
Hmm.
What makes you on that possible level of trying to see when you having fun, you love your freedom?
Hmm.
That's the half man, half horse part of us.
Of
That's the half
course,
man,
I think
half
I'm more
mammal part.
horse than
Right, and
than
you're forever
than man. Yeah.
on the running part. So it kind of makes us, but see, then you have that other side of us that comes out. That's that structure. That's the shield that she spoke about. Us protecting ourselves. That's the bow and arrow. That's us being very direct. But we're the only sign that's made up of two different entities.
Right.
Yes.
We're the only sign. So we're conflicted off rip when we come out the womb.
Is that why people sometimes say like we're very flaky or we're indecisive sometime
No,
or
I
go?
get that.
No, you don't get
I
that?
get people saying you hard to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't get the
That's
flaky
it.
part.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
that's a
get- I
better
don't get it.
terminology.
Yes, ma'am.
That you're hard
Yes,
to
ma'am.
figure
Hard
out.
to figure out. There it is.
They say you're a butthole.
Right, right.
Or I can't figure you out.
Because
Or
I do got that tattoo right here. This is no profanity zone.
that. Okay. All right.
100%.
Okay.
I
So
disagree.
you
So,
disagree.
I'll
Okay.
wait my turn because I want to bring
Oh,
talk
well,
at the
come on
same
with
time.
it.
No,
I wanna
no.
bring in our millennial. She is a wholly different
Uh-oh.
story.
For-
I'm
yeah.
just gonna say this for somebody who's an entrepreneur as well, someone who blogs about relationships, who's been married for 27 years, going through being divorced for and then out dating lately. I really think it comes to like your environment,
Mhm.
your upbringing, because a lot of times people are like, well, I'm this or I'm that, but it really comes down to like who you are in your totality as a person, like what makes you Larry, you know what I'm saying? So the military makes you that. I think I have a balance, because on one hand, when it comes to business and things that I need to do, I am very structured. I'm a business analyst, so I look at everything. I filter everything. But on the other hand, I'm very adventurous. I'm the party girl. People are like, you're always out partying. You're always learning new stuff. I just think it just comes down to the individual and what balances them. Like you were saying, Kim, there's certain things about yourself that balances you. But at the same time, like what you were saying, Romeo, you were saying, well, I'm not really like that. That also may come from the fact that you've been disappointed. Like you said, you're the happy-go-lucky kind of person that was like very open, and now you're like more guarded. I just learned that. And you were talking about how we're all growing, and people are like, well, I don't meet somebody who don't know who they are. As individuals, what you want in your 20s is different from your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. And it doesn't matter who you are, but the confliction comes in that is because we are, as they know, we're the justice. If you notice, most
Yes.
Sagittariuses are the advocates for everybody. So
Yes.
we usually don't mate very well. I'm a person that was like, I'm not mating, but then I got pregnant. I was like, okay, I'm old school. We're gonna get married. But honestly, I lose interest very easily in people because they're not adventurous. They're very much like, we're gonna get up and go to work and then come home and
Yes.
sleep. And I'm like, no, I want to. We only got a certain amount of time here.
So I have a question. When it come down to the mating,
Yes,
what sign do you find yourself the most
I'm
compatible?
all fire, which is why most signs
Aries.
because
Really?
so I've only dated
Fire.
Aries. I
Okay.
dated a Virgo. I'm not gonna say any names.
Please don't. Please don't.
Claws.
And
No names.
honestly, I've never met a more complicated person than I am.
Wow.
Because on one hand, we fit together very well. And on the other hand, he's a complete lunatic. I'm like, who are you? And he
Wow.
thinks I'm super complicated.
Yes.
Everybody
Super
else I've ever
complicated.
dated is like, she's the bomb. She's so much fun. She's always coming up with things to do. He found that exhausting. The adventurous side. It was
Wow.
exhausting. He found it to be like very like domineering of like what he wanted to do. And I'm like, I'm all fire. I don't have any water. I don't have any air. It's all fire.
So what
Yes.
you got? What you got, Miss young lady? We got
Yes,
come on.
let's
She's sitting over there all quiet. G's gonna work this out.
Okay. So I am a little bit of both. I like to have a schedule, and me having kids and work, like it has to be structured. But I also, if I don't get that time where I'm just, being adventurous, trying something new, doing, even just going outside, because I'm a mom, so I don't get to go out that much. But just going out like that, I have a little bit of both. Like it makes me feel better. Like I can't just be in the house. I can't just be like structured, just doing the same thing over and over. So I am a little bit of both.
Okay.
And yeah.
Got it. What you got, Miss Kim? You over there brewing?
I'm just
Over there
listening.
brewing.
I'm
Over there
listening.
brewing.
Those dick cards
I'm
over
listening.
there.
Those dare
You got
cards.
the dare card.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. So one thing that I have noticed, and everyone has said that here, that we're very honest and very bold.
Yep.
So I want everyone just to tell a little piece of their honesty or their boldness and how it worked for you or against you. And really, I want to see some of the for, because I want to now turn this conversation in, since we've talked about our attributes and how are they working for us. I want to say that about everyone here is an entrepreneur or we're helping someone because I want to see how that all ties into our personality, our characteristics. How do we go and serve this world and still be true to who we are? So I'm gonna start off with a story with myself about being honest and bold. It gets me in trouble. I think it's my biggest greatest attribute and sometimes it's my worst enemy because people say, oh, you're so truthful, and I'm like, that's all I know because that's what I want back to me.
Exactly.
That's what I want back to me. I've actually had pastors say, like, Kim, you just are too open and too truthful. And I'm like, how can you tell me that if we're here to get help, if we're trying to go by this word of God, if something is going on with me, I'll tell them. You're telling a pastor that. And I'm like, okay, who are you? So like the truth to me, and that's how I
Well,
was. Like if God sees me, you're just another man here. And
Exactly.
truthfully, I thought you was someone to help me get over this mountain or this molehill in my life so I can be better. And they were so taken back, like, wait, I can't believe she told me that. And so all my life it has been like, I can't believe she said that. I can't believe she told me that. So how is that working for you guys? And have you used that as an advantage to get to where you are now?
Well, with me, the truth is,
Microphone's here.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Excuse me. For me, the truth has always gotten me in trouble because, people don't expect it. They want you to lie to them a lot of times.
Yes.
Um, Usually the truth helps for other people. Like a person that I used to work with, he got into trouble because he was after a young lady, and then he, got his chest out. He started talking to the supervisor any kind of way, but he wanted me to lie for him and tell the people in charge that the supervisor cussed him out. And I told him, I said, no, I'm not lying for you. They came and got me because I didn't want to testify. I just wanted to stay out of that.
Right.
But they came and got me. So in front of the panel, I told him exactly what happened. And I told him that this is a good guy. He's a very good worker. And I don't think this deserves termination. I say, give him an opportunity to learn from his mistakes. I say you can penalize him in other ways than termination. And he got to keep his job. He came and thanked me later. And, that was a good situation for me.
Yeah, that's that advocacy that we
Right.
do. We are that
That's what's
person
up.
that help
Right.
people, and that truth did. It helped him get set free. Hopefully, he used it as well. Alicia, have you had that in your field? Like I know, tell us a little bit about who you are and how is that honesty playing a role in it?
Well, we're talking about business now, so let me put on my business hat.
Okay.
I've been in global consulting for 27 years. And so what we do is strategic management for companies. So like where Larry goes in and handles everybody's credit, builds their credit back up, make sure they don't go into bankruptcy, or if they're coming out of bankruptcy or they're trying to, build their credit for a particular purpose. It's the same thing where you're there basically to consult them and give them the correct information, right? So you need to be as honest as possible with them because it's going to only benefit them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, and I know you can understand this, is that some people, they find truth to be subjective.
Mhm.
And you should too, because your truth may not be his truth or her truth. And so you have to be able to understand exactly what is the truth. And that, what I do is try and get as much information as possible, which is why we do a lot of R&D, as you know, Larry, research and development. But, in business, a lot of times when you're handling somebody else's lifeblood, I mean, they've been in business for so long, they're very sensitive about when you come to them honestly to say that you have gaps in your business model, or you're not making money because of this, or you're a horrible business owner. And because of that, you guys have seen, places, have you seen like Hell's Kitchen, where he just comes in and he's like, this sucks, you're
Yes.
horrible. But at the end, they appreciate it because they're learning more. On a personal sense, I think that sometimes when you think about subjective, it's very hard because a lot of times you want to be honest as a Sagittarius, but it's not going to benefit the other person. And that's where that's when you're an advocate, and that's where that comes in at when you're mentoring people. Or for example, like you said, you're working in the church. As you know, I work on the South Side you talk about being unrealistic, trying to help the South Side, one little old me. So I figure I can make a difference. However, I have to be honest with myself about exactly what it is I want to actually achieve there, so that I don't overextend myself mentally, physically, financially, emotionally by not being honest with myself. And that's something that I think is more important, is that if you're honest with yourself and you know what your expectations are, it's very easy for you to steer through life. Does it make sense?
It does.
There's always three sides of the story. There's your side, his side, and the truth, right? And so I think it's really important to understand that, truth, once again, or honesty is subjective based on the individual. Because some people are just, look at our president. Some people think that he's the most honest person on the planet. Other people think
profanity.
that he is a professional,
Yes.
liar.
So I'm like, wow, she had a nerve talking about that guy. Well, here you go. I'm gonna start with personal. Being brutally honest, coming from the motorcycle community, I was the brute. So I was the one that walked around with the Bam Bam Club and the everything. So, when people up until like recently, everybody was like, we don't really want to really mess with that guy too much. But we know he with them. Oh,
Let's resume on that.
And we know he with them. So the brutally honest part is like, even sitting in meetings, if it didn't sit well with me, I had a problem with it. That's the only really time that I spoke up when something wasn't sitting right. I'm one when it come down to business. Now, Larry the credit educator versus Shy Guy is two totally different people. Larry the credit educator, my job is to make sure that everything that you've been through, you don't go through again. I don't want to keep you as a client. And come back doing the same stuff. I want to keep you retention wise, because I offer you other services outside of the credit restoration. I offer you LifeLock. I offer you a power attorney, will and trust. My sister died last year on her 45th birthday and didn't have this in place. So to me, that's just as important. So I make sure in our community, 9 times out of 10, we don't have a power attorney, will and trust, because we wasn't groomed as a culture to have that. Now, on the business flip side, like she said, to go into Inglewood and try to offer someone, I'm sitting here with a 2018 Cadillac truck, and I'm trying to give it to someone who's so used to a 2010 Chevy Impala. It's hard for them to understand the magnitude of entrepreneurship. So my Cadillac is the entrepreneur. Yeah. Stop living a job. In Detroit right now, and I'm gonna leave it at this. In Detroit right now, I want to say Chrysler is about to fire 15,000 people. 15,000 people in Detroit. In Canada is about to be out of a job within the next 2 weeks. We talking about this gentleman. Think about that gentleman that has been on for 27 years, about to retire next year. And all of a sudden, he's done. It's over with. Those are the people that I want to work with. Those are the people that I want to. Those that's fit to be start crying. Hey, don't cry. Let me offer you an entrepreneur. Let me show you how to fire your next boss, so you don't get in that same situation. Absolutely. But in our culture, we don't want to hear that.
Because we're not being honest with ourselves. And part of that is being responsible for yourself, to really look at where you are in your life and what you want to achieve professionally and personally, not just for yourself, but also your family, your mate, your community, and what have you. And a lot of times people just don't want to be honest. So they just want to keep doing the same thing. Right. And so that's why a lot of people, as you said, are very unhappy, because they just can't be honest with themselves. And then here you come, Kim. Let me tell you, you need to find a job, because if you don't work, you don't eat. They don't want to hear that.
Yes.
They want somebody to either come and save them, to Larry's point, or they just want to continue to ignore the truth that's in front of them, and so they have no other alternative. And to me, that's very dangerous.
Yeah, Miss Kim, you keep doing you. I'm gonna tell you this, as a one, first of all, a woman of faith, a woman that knows her position, a woman that understands her position. You use your plateau. This right here is a plateau that you gave 4 different other people,
and we appreciate
that. Not just because of our astrological connection, but the fact that you reached out to 4 total different strangers, at least 3, and you gave us a platform to actually talk about things that was pertinent to us. You didn't have to do that. So when that pastor can't acknowledge what you gave him, that pastor, apostle, bishop, whatever he's called, because it come 5-figure fold, if he can't understand, he's not the shepherd that he should be. So don't never, ever, because I ran from church for so long. I've been more closer to God in this last year than I ever have in 30. I'm the prodigal son. The prodigal son was the only person in the Bible that was never reverenced in name. So understand, If that man, okay, fleshly born man, can't understand and he's supposed to be the shepherd of the house, it's time to check where you at. But you never stop being who you are. Boss lady, birthday, Seji, stand up. Let it be.
All right. So I am so happy that you are tuned in to Hello with Kimberly, my voice. Our sponsor tonight is You Got to See This to Believe It. I am wearing my birthday blings.
Oh,
Yeah, it's only $5. So you
uh-oh.
guys make sure you
Get
check
it.
out. We have it in our comments. She's having a party after the show. So make sure you look in our comments and log in with her and you could do some Christmas shopping. Remember, it's only $5. It's lead free, nickel free, and it could be your gift to someone that you love. We're talking to our fellow Sagittarius on tonight. They are giving us some wisdom, some insight of who they are and how they use who they get and be everything that they desire to be. We have a new millennium on the side and she's taking all in. But I want to ask you, Brandy, have you experienced the honesty that we behold, the truth telling, the foretelling? Does it work for you? Have you learned how for it to work for you, or is it working against you now? Being honest.
It's working for me. I've been, you know how when you're younger, you have women in your family who like don't really want to tell you exactly like what goes on in their life. And when you get older, they start to be more honest. And I've learned that, when it comes to women, like we supporting each other is a beautiful thing. So getting to know the women in my life, they've been more honest, and then you learn that what they've been through, you've been through, and it helps a lot. It lets you know that you're not alone as a woman, like that you're standing on strong women in your family. Like you just learn their stories, and it can be sorry, I'm a little nervous. It can be just, them telling you a story and it help you out honestly because you don't know those things and you don't know what they go through on a day-to-day basis as women. So it just helps, the honesty has helped me as a person just to build who I am. And yeah, that's pretty much how honesty has helped me like during this year because it's made me stronger to know the women in my family are very strong. And women in general, like just talking to
Here,
women.
here.
So yeah.
Yes. All right. So I want to just go around the table with this. Since we are in our birthday season, tell me something that you have done that is spectacular, something that's worth sharing with someone in this year of your life. And what are your goals and aspirations for next year? And it may include some of the things that you want to share with the people, but I want you to tell what you have achieved in this year of your life and some things that you're inspiring to achieve for next year.
Well, the first thing I've achieved is the completion of my book.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that book.
This book is called Trapped in an Open Cell. And it's talking about a relationship. I call it a urban romance.
There go that love person again, that love part of the Sagittarius. Go ahead.
So, a guy met a young lady. She was from his past, but they didn't really like interact. They went to high school together, and then they met again later on in life. And he got with her because the first date, he told her everything that he expected out of her and what he was trying to do. So he shared his dreams on the first date. Like, this is what I'm on. I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm looking for a wife.
He wants to get straight to it. Yes.
So they continued the relationship. Then you see red flags here and there, but he pushed through because he was used to if it wasn't working out, he would get out of the relationship. And at this point in life, it was very good for her because he was tired of doing that. He said, I got to give somebody a chance. And the rest is written.
All right, it's written. So trapped in an open cell. I love it because I'm sure that you were very honest. I'm sure you were very open in this book.
Yes,
Told the
that's
truth.
me,
Yes.
period.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Nice.
Alicia, what have you done this year that you can brag about? I know so many things, but this is a brag birthday. What are we
Well,
bragging
first of
about?
all, Romeo, who finished his first book, actually bought his book. I'm actually working on my first book. Usually,
Great.
I write blogs, and I write a lot of training things. I a lot of trainings, a lot of conferences. But for me, it was like you're just going down in the last 4 years and gathering data to help businesses on the South Side. And I have a special place for women-owned businesses. I started realizing that we wind up sabotaging ourselves in our professional and our private lives, and it's all because we don't know who we are in our relationships. And so that's what my book is about. And it's going to come out sometime next year, over the course of next year. It's actually 3 parts. So I'm really excited about that because I've been working on this book for a while and trying to really come up with a concept that I knew would fit the demographic, whether you're 16 or 65, you would be interested in the book. And I've been gathering so many different stories. And in doing that, it's really helped me kind of develop a understanding of what our people are doing and what pushes us, what stops us. And it's been really interesting because Brandy was talking about the whole idea of being honest. And I've done a lot of growing with everything I've been going through in my relationships over the last 2.5 years. And it just showed me that I was strong, that I could come out on the other side and really be strong. But I also realized that everybody was kind of like, oh, your life is so perfect on Facebook. Because I didn't realize there was fake lives on Facebook because mine's real. Because I'm Alicia for real, right?
Right.
You guys name me Alicia Real. So for me, once I was able to show some kind of vulnerability to the women in my life, I had support when I needed it, because you can get very depressed as a business owner. And it's very dangerous when you're trying to build something, but your mind's not right or your heart's not into it because your creativity gets sucked. And working with women like yourself and other people, I'm not going to say any names, but I got to shout out my girls. Y'all know the chocolate box is always there for me. They were the ones that held me up, Brandy. They were the ones that showed me really how strong I was. And it was okay to be vulnerable in certain situations in order to be able to just kind of step back and realize you're not by yourself. So for me, that was a triumph because I've always been the nurturer, like you guys were saying. I've always been the one that don't give up. I'm loyal. I was in a relationship where it didn't matter what he was doing, no matter how many red flags. I was just like, you're a black man. I want to love you no matter what. And I saw all these attributes in him. What it taught me as an individual, which I didn't have before, was to really understand who is in front of me. Is this going to be advantageous for me? And how am I going to use that, not only in business, that's where the book came out of, but also in my personal life, to understand what is my mission, what is my goal, is this going to be successful, is it going to be profitable? And I don't mean just monetary, but also like, is it going to add to my life, or is it going to distract from what I'm doing? So for me, I was able to get rid of a lot of distractions this year. The Business Administrative Resolutions Network, you can go online, you can Google it. You can Google me, Alicia Roberts Novak, and I have 11 social media sites. Or you can follow me on Instagram at Alicia, for the number 4 Real, REAL, and you'll see basically everything that's coming out with the new blog. Also, we came out with new branding for the company, which was very exciting this year. So people have seen the new interactive website, and we're also right now a finalist one of the pitch contests out of Inglewood.
Ooh, Inglewood,
So I'm
yes.
hoping next week that we'll be one of the winners of one of the grants, so that we can actually develop the business more out of the incubators at Woodlawn 1200 and the Inglewood incubator, so we can get more of our African American youth into jobs and working for some of the smaller businesses on the South Side. So I'm very proud of the work that we've done for my company.
That's what's up.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's what's up.
So what's up for you for this year?
For
What you've
this
accomplished
year,
and what you're going into?
for this year, I've accomplished becoming better in tune with God. Like, that was like my main focus, having that spiritual ground, because I live by Larry rules, and if you want to tell God a joke, tell him your plan.
Absolutely.
So I my relationship with him is growing closer. Coming from the street world, that makes you deceitful, it makes you pompous, makes you arrogant, it makes you conceited, it makes you, to your peers and opposite sex. So when a person is holding a bag, when I say bag, I'm talking about money wise, it makes us as hustlers look down on women. So I'm coming from that womanizing standpoint and growing from that. That's my first. You have to own it. A lot of people feel like you got to write a vision board so you can see your destiny. You don't have to write a vision board. You have to speak that into existence. You have to make God understand what exactly you want out of his plan. Because for you to tell him, hey, Lord, listen, I want a different change in the environment. You have to speak that. You just can't say it one time. I want to be a vice president within my company. I have to speak that into existence every day. The thing I'm doing is motivational speaking for high school students. I got a chance to give back to a couple of students out there in Detroit, Michigan, 2-3 weeks ago. I was able to give to a school on there, not for profit, actually a profit school over there on 111th, right off of Vincennes. I was able to talk to a couple of high school students, plus my company for anyone that has a freshman that's in college or a high school senior. Go to YFL, Youth Financial Literacy Foundation, YFL.org. You got from now to December 15th. My company is giving away $350,000 in scholarship money. What they don't matter your GPA.
Wow.
They don't care about your GPA. They don't care about where you're going. They don't care. They just want to know that you're crossing that stage. Sit down, take that time, write that essay. And anybody that got schools, nonprofit organizations from ages 8 to 18, every 35 students, my company will send out $500 in a pizza party to teach these kids financial literacy for free.
We need to network.
Yes.
Definitely.
So I'm about that, because if we can get back to the students, the parents gonna come.
Correct.
You used to hear that Bart Simpson and The Simpsons. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
And it's still a village. No matter, even though you can't say nothing to my child and don't do all that, it still takes a village even after you're grown.
Yep.
So that's it, Miss Brandy.
That's what's up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're gonna have to make sure when you go through the video that you put that in the link.
Yeah, actually one of my team
Someone
leads, she
well.
did. Thank you, Miss Toya.
Great.
www.yflfoundation.org. Thank you, Miss Toya. Appreciate
awesome. It. So, Brandy, what is it in your future? Or what are you aspiring to do? I know you even came here to get some encouragement. What are the things that's in your heart, your passion that you want to go after?
I want to be a better me, be a better mom, in school so I can become an RN. And my whole, what I want to do for 2019 is just, I have watched one of your videos and, how to be better in 2019. Or, start to be better.
Yes.
And what he was saying was, do more meditation, getting in touch with my godly self, being fasting, just being a better me, a better mind, focused, and putting positive energy out into the universe so it can come back to me. And mostly just be a better mom, because my kids deserve everything. So that's all I'm really focused on.
Oh, that loving. Yes, high five. That's Sagittarius. Yes. Well, I would like to thank all of my panelists. The time go by so fast when you're having good conversation. But I want to say happy birthday to you guys. Everyone have their happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. And I just want to encourage someone out there. We have one extra one. Everyone's on a diet now. Okay. Is that it?
My manless figure.
We say that now, so you got there. We're gonna be like,
yes. Well, I would like to encourage everyone out there, even if you're not celebrating a birthday this month, you should be celebrating your life. Your best is yet to come, and take on some of our conversation. If you have attributes that sometimes people talk about, say, oh, you're indecisive, or you're too talkative, or you're a hothead. We just showed you how all those attributes can actually work for your good. So don't be mad at yourself. Celebrate yourself, enjoy life, and be the best that you can be. And as we're going out, as the music is coming in, I just want you all to just share some of your attributes. Just give them some power. I speak into your life. Power, I speak into your life. Discernment, I speak into your life. Strength, I speak into your life. Able to articulate and able to fight the good fight. Anyone else want to speak and give some of that Sagittarius stuff?
I decree finances. I break the bondage of financial inhibition, hurting us, not letting us be even able to build and us coming together as a unit, us changing the mindset of a impoverished mindset. Let's change that.
Yes.
My thing is like make sure you educate yourself on whatever you're doing, whether it's for yourself or your children. If you don't know something, Google it. If you don't know somebody, find a mentor, do what you need to do. Because right now we're in the fight of our lives in our community to bring back more money, more funding, to make sure our kids are safe, to get the guns off the street, to make sure our black men and black women are standing up. And the only way we can do that is find out what it is that we need individually, and it grows from there.
All right. You want to give them anything? We're giving out birthday blessings to you. Come on. We got to get it out
I'm
there.
just going to say this. Life is meant to have fun. Now, if you're not having fun, you need to learn how to do so.
All right, Brandy, come on. Millennium. Give them some words.
Live your best life, and things are going to get hard, but at the end of the day, you make yourself happy.
There it is.
All right.
And buy Sagittarius to drink this month.
Oh, buy Sagittarius a drink. I want dinner. I don't want a drink. I want a dinner. I want dinner. All right. So thank you for tuning in to the Hello Show with Kimberly My Voice on IntellectualRadio.com. Give us some partying music to get out of here. Woo!
Squad. Let's
Squad.
I will love you anyway. I will love you anyway. I will love you anyway.